30 minutes. That's all Claude Design needs to do. Work teams used to spread across a sprint. Handoffs shrink. Teams change. What happens next? Here's what you'll see. 8 real uses, the hard limits, and the team changes that follow. You should care because many product orgs were built around slow prototypes. If prototypes become cheap code, the bottleneck fades. You may keep paying for it anyway. Subscribe. You get fast AI breakdowns here the minute these shifts land. Now here's the first surprise. Feed Claude Design a 1-page brief and ask for a 12-slide fundraise deck. It can put a working chatbot on slide 7, so the demo inside the deck can talk back. Someone is still in the meeting. It answers them live. No screenshot, no canned video. A live interaction. That one example matters because it removes a whole old routine. Teams used to build a deck, then they built a separate demo. Then they explained the gap between the two. This compresses those steps. A founder can spend more time on the idea itself. Less time goes to stitching a fake product moment for the room. And the range keeps going. It can make a short explainer. The explainer runs as code. It can make a 3D product viewer with controls. It can build live analytics pages, internal ops tools, and phone flows. Empty, error, loading, and full states are already mapped. In the old world, that mix pulled in motion work. It also needed WebGL work, dashboard setup, and app mockups. It can scan your repo, your CSS, or your Tailwind setup. It pulls out a first-pass design system. It can look at a rival landing page and learn the flow. Then rebuild it in your own style. That used to eat days. Sometimes it took weeks. Now it becomes a fast starting point. The team judges direction instead of rebuilding frames. That is where time goes back. The big idea is the format. These outputs are not dead pictures. The deck works. The dashboard can stay live. The phone flow changes state. The admin tool can connect to data. A mockup used to be a stand-in. Then another team rebuilt it in code later. Claude Design blurs that line. The prototype starts to look like the real thing. It may be the thing you ship. That's why this launch lands so hard. Large models learned from code. They also learned from markup and vector formats. They did not grow up inside Figma files. When AI got good at visual work, it got good at HTML and CSS. It also got good at SVG and component logic. Code became the cleanest home for machine-made design. The design output lives close to the product medium. That is a tight fit. Claude Code came first last year, CoWork followed after that. Design is the third piece. All three share one motion. You describe the outcome in normal language. The system makes a first working version, then you steer it with follow-up prompts. The artifact is different, the loop is the same. Once you see that pattern, this stops looking like a single product launch. It starts looking like workflow compression. It also explains the boardroom signal. Pay attention here. Anthropic's chief product officer left Figma's board. It happened right before this shipped. Read it as a clue, not a prophecy. Figma still matters for deep system care. It covers huge libraries and mature product teams. But the early pass is under pressure. The quick loop too. Part of the middle as well. The company seems to want fewer layers between idea and product. Google saw the same shift. It moved fast with design, markdown through stitch. That file stores tokens, type scale, and component rules in plain text. The bet is simple. If AI reads text and code best, put design rules in text and code too. Google is pushing openness. Anthropic is pushing one connected stack. That is a different call. Google also looks narrower here. Stitch is strong for web and mobile UI work. It does not cover decks, animation, and 3D in the same way. Product managers feel this first. A working flow says more than pages of prose. A PM feeds a brief and edge cases into Claude Design. They get empty, error, loading, and full states back. Put that prototype in the ticket. Let engineers scope from it. Let designers push on it. Let leaders react to something real. The document still matters. It just no longer has to carry the whole burden alone. Writing does not vanish. It stops being the only artifact that matters. The new loop is brief first, prototype next, discussion after. If the feature uses AI, the PM can even show live model behavior inside the flow. Review gets sharper. People react to real behavior. No more guessing from a paragraph. The room sees what the user will see. Designers change too. The scarce thing was never taste, it was time. When one person can explore many directions in an hour, the job shifts. It moves upstream. Less time goes to pushing boxes around, more goes to picking the right direction, more goes to pairing in code with engineers. Jenny Wen, who leads design at Anthropic and came from Figma, has said mockups and prototypes used to take about 2/3 of her day. Now that share is closer to 1/3 across her team. That is a real work mix change. It is not an obituary for design. The craft still matters. It just moves faster. Engineers do not get a lighter job, they get a better starting point. Instead of translating a document, they start from a working front end. Their focus shifts to scale, edge cases, production shape. A Jane Street designer described living with prototype features in the code base for days before review. That shows where this is going. At the Pragmatic Summit, Atlassian CTO Raji Rajan said some teams now write no code by hand. They rely on agents and orchestration. Output is rising 2 to 5 times. Another engineering leader said 2 pizza groups were compressing toward 1 pizza groups. Founders feel this fast. You no longer pitch dead screenshots. You can show a live flow, a live model call, or a live deck element. Inside the company, the same change applies. Smaller teams become more plausible. When PMs can show product, the queue shrinks. Designers ship more in code. Engineers start from a runnable artifact. Fewer waits means more proof. Fewer meetings built around guesses. That changes hiring plans. It changes review speed. It changes how fast a small team can test an idea with real users. There are real limits. Do not romanticize it. Heavy use burns through the top paid tier fast. Token room runs out fast too. The source video calls the $100 and $200 plans the serious tiers. The tool is strong with SVG first layout work, not native photography. Big design systems still need humans. Care over time is not optional. If you need campaign images, you still go elsewhere. If you need a huge component library governed over time, Figma still has strong ground. This does not erase design craft. It erases part of the waiting. The deepest shift is where human judgment moves. Execution gets cheaper. Taste becomes more valuable. Brand, positioning, and the call on which path fits your product do not disappear. Claude can hand you 10 routes. It cannot tell you which one fits your market. It cannot judge your user or your promise. But here's the real test. When 10 options appear, can your team pick one fast and pick well? Use the speed. Keep the judgment. Do not swap those two. If you do, you ship noise faster. So the question for your team is not whether Claude Design knocks out Figma in one swing. The better question is this: how much of your process exists only because prototypes used to be slow? Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. Drop a comment with the role AI is changing first on your team, and try one small feature flow in Claude Design this week. Run one flow. Show it to your team. Watch where the old process slows you down. That's where the real answer shows up.